Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order September 24th PZBA regular meeting. Jen, roll please.
Chairman Kempa.
Here.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Here.
Commissioner Patel is absent by prior notice. Commissioner Sayward. Here. Commissioner Simmons.
Here.
Commissioner Mashevsky.
Here.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Before we go on to the next item of business, I'd like to introduce Jim Kiefer, our newest member of the Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals. Jim has previously served in the city on the CEA board as a representative for the city of Prospect Heights, so we want to welcome Jim.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
All right. Thank you for that and welcome. First thing here we have to do is approve the minutes from August 26th PZBA meeting. Any corrections to the minutes as presented? If there are none, then I would like a motion to approve the August 26th PZBA minutes at 7:01.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain, one.
Thank you. All right. We have one case today for our new business. It is case number 25-10 MATASU, Variations and Preliminary Engineering. It's the address is 1025 North Rand Road, and the description of the request is amendment to rezone the parcel from R1 single family residential to B1 retail commercial district. Text amendment to section 5-7-2C, adding long-term residential rental unit not on the ground floor as permitted use in B1 district. The third one is a special use to allow long-term residential rental units per section 5-7-2C. The fourth one, variation, transitional yard decrease to transitional side yard from 15 feet to 0 feet, and decrease the transitional rear yard from 15 feet to 12.75 feet per section 5-7-2F5. And we have a variation to parking, to reduce the required parking spaces for the Class 9 business use from 22 spaces to 16 parking spaces per section 5-8-2B, 5-8-2C, 5-8-6A, parking classes. Ooh, that was a lot. Can I please have a motion to open case number 25-10 at 7:03?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Roll, please.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashevsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
And Chairman Kempa.
Aye. Before maybe I'll ask Director Peterson to give us a summary of this hearing, of this case.
Thank you very much, Chairman and ZBA members. The case is a redevelopment of a former single-family lot adjacent to the Rebel gas station on Rand Road. The property was sold about a year ago. It had a dilapidated old rental property on it that when the current owners bought it, they tried to remodel it. It failed and was ordered to be demolished. So in their effort to figure out what to do with the lot, they asked about the possibility of rezoning the lot to a commercial mixed-use use. And according to the city's comprehensive plan, the Rand Road corridor is a corridor where rezoning for a commercial mixed-use type project is contemplated, based upon the fact that it's in conformance with the city's comprehensive plan. The applicants decided to apply for a mixed-use project. They had put in some preliminary plans and preliminary designs. Staff reviewed them and had additional comments and gave them back to them for review in preparation for tonight's hearing. However, they did not get all the required documents into us at this time, and at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, I received a letter from the attorney representing the owners that due to the fact of they knew that the plans weren't in response to our comments, and that they were not prepared, and staff had not had a chance to review those documents. They are respectfully requesting that this matter be continued until October 22nd. So here is their letter. It will go into the record as an exhibit. You will all have a chance tonight to say your piece on this matter. You will also be invited to come back again to see the full plans as they are presented. Currently, the project calls for a 2-story mixed-use building, 3 commercial units on the ground floor, 4 long-term rental units on the top floor. There's sufficient parking at 2 per spaces for the residential. However, there leaves 16 spaces for the commercial use, and they've chosen the Class 9 of the city code, which is the about the least intrusive business use. It's more office. You know, it only requires 5 spaces per 1,000 square feet instead of 6 or 7 or 10. So the types of uses are lesser. That's what they've requested. At this point in time, I cannot, speak any more to the case because it's their case. They are to make that presentation and will. And at the next case, there will be a full set of exhibits based upon the submittals that they have done. Have supplied, and staff will have had an opportunity to review. So the map amendment is for rezoning from an R1 single-family district to a B1 retail district. The Rebel gas station is a B1 zone district, and because they have an adjoining property line, they have the right to request the similar zoning for rezoning. Secondly, the text amendment they're seeking is to add the long-term residential use to the B1 to allow for a mixed-use type development. Currently, the city's code only allows for the owners of a business to have a residence associated with that. So that's the reason for the text amendment. Third, the special use is once you create the special use, it's a permitted special use, then they have to ask for it. So request C is them asking for that unit. D, transitional yards. Anytime 2 different zoning districts abut each other, there has to be yards equal to the requirements of the code. And at this time, the residential properties to the north of the subject site require a 15-foot setback, similar to the yard sizes that they presently have in the R1 district. Due to the plan, that would go to 0, and in the backyard, they have almost the 15 feet that would abut the longer single-family yard behind them. They're asking for about a 2.5-foot variation on the northeast corner. And then the parking, again, it's just a mathematical equation based on the square footage of the 3 units and the requirements of the code. They did not originally submit, they did not account for rounding up, because anytime you have a use that, when you do the math on the 5 per thousand, if there's a decimal point, you always have to, you can't have half a parking space for half a car. So they originally had come in for a variation of 3 spaces for this, of 3 spaces, when in reality, it's 6. So that's what I have this evening. So I think the first thing is that you'll have a chance under the public comment section to give your name, address, and your concerns now to be addressed, or you can reserve those until you hear from the applicant if the zoning board chooses to continue the case until the 22nd. I wish I had more information, but that's what I have this evening.
So at this point, we would vote to continue the case, and then we would allow the public to speak in the open public forum.
Correct.
Okay? Any questions for the director at this point from any of the commissioners? No?
So I do have a question. According to our code for a B1 piece of property, the actual minimum width of the property has to be 300 feet. So my understanding would that this would also need to have a variance for the minimum width of a B1. Is that correct?
Yes, and in speaking with the city attorney, that because the hearing was duly noticed and variations were part of the notice, they can amend to add that if they choose. That issue has not been brought to the attention of the other party as of yet, because it came about late this afternoon.
To the applicant.
Or to the applicant, yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. If there are no other questions, can I please have a motion to continue case number 25-10 at 7:12 PM?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sayward.
Aye.
Commissioner DeGraff.
Aye.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons.
Aye.
Commissioner Mashewski.
Aye.
Chairman Kempa.
Aye. So this case will be continued October,
22nd, same time, same place, will be assembled here, and this will be considered then old business. It'll be the first item on the agenda.
okay, well, that brings us to public comments. If there is, we don't need to swear in for public comment.
No, this is just your public comment. It's not public testimony because the case is continued at this time. Plus, the applicant hasn't had an opportunity to present their case, which goes first. And then you would respond with your testimony or cross-examination at that time. So this is just your concerns, your comments. If you want to say them now, great. If you don't want to say them, you want to reserve them until after you hear the presentation, that's fine as well.
So if there's anybody that would like to provide a comment, please come up to the podium. We need name and address, right? Or do we, or don't we?
Yes, name and address for the public comment
My
period.
name is Carol Geiger. My address is 1209 Center Lane. Center Lane is the street behind. And Center Lane is a street with, it's a dead-end street with 10 families living on it. Some of us have been there a long time. I've been there since 1995. Watched my kids grow up there. We love it the way it is now. And while progress is always perceived as positive, I don't know how much positive progress is made by converting that lot. It's sad that it's empty now, but there are a variety of concerns. One is, we do all have wells on Center Lane, so I'm not certain what would be the water source for this new 2 apartments and 3 business structure. So that would be my first question. And the second one would be, I know that Prospect Heights has an issue in several areas that they've had hydrologists in because of water after storms. We get these rains now that used to be 1 in 100-year storms, and now seem to happen once a month. And I can tell you that I think it's called Lot 12, and I have water in the back of my yard after one of these heavy downpours. I can have 2 to 3 inches of water in the back of my yard. If this structure goes up, it's not just the structure, but at least what I was given shows parking on both sides of the structure. That's a lot of asphalt, and that does not leave a lot of places for the water to get back into the ground. So that's the one thing. If we have to, we would certainly ask the city, do you have a hydrologist on staff who looks at things like this, or would we need to find one?
To answer that question, part of this application that's on here is preliminary engineering. So they're going to have to address all the water concerns where the
Excellent.
stormwater is. There is a 15-inch stormwater pipe that cuts through that property now that actually went under the house. And so they will have to address that. They do show it on there. It's hard to read on that plan. And but that's one of the things that
That'll be done in that
and they'll
preliminary
have their engineer here, and our city engineer will review their documents.
Super, just because, as you all are familiar with, a lot of work was done on the other side of Rand on Forest to solve the hydrologic problems over there, basically flooding. So, yeah, and the last thing I'll say is just the question about how much retail we really need and that will actually result in taxes being paid to the city is kind of a really good question, because the strip mall in front of Brandonberry, those businesses change relatively frequently. And it does not seem that a lot of the businesses that have been there for a very short time have been able to give you any tax. That might be Mount Prospect, but we had a long time before something went in where Barnes Truck Repair is. I think that finally started paying some taxes to the city. And right next to it, the glass place, certainly I haven't seen the kind of business, and I'm right there, that would result in you folks paying taxes. So the other question is, with the economy the way it is now, I don't know how much more retail will actually be successful in that corridor. I can understand and respect the need for a comprehensive plan looking forward, but I question the timing now until the economy is certainly on the upswing to support more retail that will actually result in money in the coffers for Prospect Heights. And I know I've talked forever. I think that's about it. And I'm still hoping the Bears end up in Arlington Heights so all our property values go up, because honestly, it will not help my property values to have that structure there right behind me, because it will be right behind me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your patience.
Thank you.
Please, if you would like to come up.
Is the applicant here?
Nope,
Is the applicant?
I don't think so.
No.
no one's
My
here.
name is Brian Jazz. I'm a longtime resident of Brandonberry, which is property just adjacent for.
Can we get a specific address, sir, please?
I'm sorry?
Specific address for the record, please.
2407 East Olive. I'm also on the board of directors there, and I have some of my other colleagues here who have a few questions. I know you don't have a lot of details, but I did have a couple of questions or concerns. One is Waterman Street, which runs adjacent to this property, is not a street that was designed for high volume traffic. It's in very poor condition. It has been for years and years. And what will happen with that road? Whose responsibility for that? Will be some type of upgrade, I'm assuming. Secondly, we are adjacent to the village of Arlington Heights, maybe Mount Prospect. but our water comes from Arlington Heights. And some of our lines, our water lines, run on the opposite side of Waterman to Brandonberry. So I believe some of those lines are in this property that's being proposed to be developed. So is that something that has to be worked with Arlington Heights to determine what's going to happen and who's going to be responsible for that? I don't know if you know the answer, but
The lines in that question are the Village of Arlington Heights. It's all within the Village of Arlington Heights' right-of-way, so this project should not impact those, but it is going to be something that will be addressed by the city engineer.
but City of Arlington.
Prospect Heights engineer. We will review the preliminary plans. We're very familiar with where certain water lines go. There are
Okay.
things, the whole area, as you're well aware, Prospect Heights
Okay.
does not have a public water system, but we do know where theirs
I
are.
realize that, yeah, but if this is developed, who's going to assume what responsibility for those water lines? Because we just recently had an issue where we had to pay a substantial amount of money for some broken water lines coming underneath Waterman from that side of the property.
All that water line jurisdiction is still under the control of the Village of Arlington Heights.
Okay,
All those rights of way, all those easements are there. There is no water that comes through this site. No water lines that come through this site from the Village of Arlington Heights.
okay, but our water lines are on the
Those are,
north side of Waterman Street, which is in this property, right?
no. This faces Rand Road, and it's surrounded by the gas station on the south. The rear yard is a single-family lot, backyard of a single-family lot, and then the
Okay.
north side is two single-family lots, and then fronted by Rand Road on the west.
Do we have a better survey that we can
Not really good.
But that's outside of the property lines of the project. So I'm trying to see if we've got, and that was another issue, the only size engineering plans we got were 8.5 by 11. So that's one of the concerns that we have. So I can't answer anything else other than the fact that those, the lines are not within the boundaries of this property. They're outside of the boundaries of this property.
Okay. One last question. What's the name of the developer? Can you tell us that?
Reich LLC.
Reich?
REICSH, no, SCSH. SH. That was a spelling error on my end.
Oh, yeah, the woman's name is misspelled, people like to move her.
Okay.
Well, that's how I got it from them, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I might just make a couple comments. My name is Julie Henderson. I live at 1215 North Waterman, and I'm also in the Brandon area complex. Trying to decipher the plat that we've been given, I hear talk about trying to make another access from the back part of this property off of Olive, and is that, am I?
No, that doesn't.
It doesn't connect.
Okay, so no traffic will be coming onto Waterman via this proposition?
Single access off of Rand Road.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that.
Scott Plaza at 1217 Center Lane, which is what this project will back directly into. My concerns are if there's a plan for the business that will be the 3 commercial spaces is what I understand. If there's going to be 3 commercial spaces down there, if there's already plans for what could fill those spaces, or if they're building this in hopes that somebody will hopefully buy and rent that space, or if it's just going to be another construction project that goes unfilled. And then if it does end up being a successful business, with the lack of parking spaces as we're talking to down to 16, I believe, or 19, if it is a successful business, where will the overflow of parking go? And my first thought is down Center Lane, where there's no sidewalks, young families that are playing together, excuse me. And there's no sidewalk access down Rand to get to that business. So my concern is traffic, increase of traffic with that potential of young families in the street. And then just leaving our cul-de-sac currently is already a nightmare, left or right, whichever way you go. If, again, a successful business were to move in along with the residential spaces, think of the increased traffic that we're going to have to deal with on a daily basis as well.
Those are all great questions, of which I would suggest you come next month to ask, because we can't give you.
I wasn't sure if this got
No, it's understood, and I know you guys want to speak what's on your mind, but we don't have the answers for you. Only the applicants can give you that testimony.
Well, you will be who will be making the decision, right?
I'm sorry?
You will be making the
Yeah, and we,
So at least you hear our opinion.
Oh, yeah, this is for, so your testimony today is for us, so we get, it's great. We get to hear what your concerns are, and then we can, as we hear the applicant speak next month, we'll already have those great questions, and make it easier for us to make it. Now, all we do is we make recommendations to the city council. Our word doesn't have a binding weight. So, but we do make recommendation to the city council, and we try to do very extensive research, and we hold these hearings just so that we let you speak, and then we get to listen to you.
I do need to advise that tonight is just opinion. This is not fact, it's not sworn testimony, it can't be used. It's just a way for you to get a thought, a concept, a concern out. But next month, when it's under oath, when the hearing is actually going on, is when this really matters. And then you can hear their case, you can hear all what their plans are, and it may address some of your questions, but then your responses are then formally part of the public hearing. Right now, it's just comments.
This is not recorded, this is not.
It's recorded, we're hearing it, but the test, to count in this, it should be part of the official testimony. Because the zoning board, the public hearing is a quasi judicial. There's still swearing in of witnesses, facts given, and then there's opportunity for you to either cross-examine or present opposing facts. And what I would suggest you do, and we've done this before in other cases, is try and establish facts to support, if there is a case where you get better plans are shown and you see a water line, then that's a fact question. Or, the statement of there's no sidewalks, that's a very factual statement, okay? So that's really important that those get raised during that opportunity.
And we appreciate your taking the time to come here and give us the input, because the earlier we have it, the earlier we can address those concerns.
And you still have to come up, I'm sorry. It gets into a discussion.
Daniel's Orchard, at 1226 Center Lane, which is just across the street from the building. Now, a good thing to notice was how many accidents are on Rand. I mean, you guys can go back and probably look into the last 5 years of accidents between probably Camp McDonald to maybe, yeah. So there's no lights there. There's nothing. It's pretty much a median in the middle, and it's pretty much butt to butt. Everybody pulls out and pulls right into the middle. I mean, it's a tragedy. So maybe look into the lighting, lights, things of that nature, because, I mean, with something that big being built right in the center of 2 streets, one's a cul-de-sac, I mean, literally it's a turnaround. So it's a slow motion, it's not for traffic. And I mean, I get it, but how much are we going to build in that area? I mean, there's the shopping center isn't full. There's there's plenty of spaces there that people can still rent that are not being rented. That's the only concern too, and it's, you know, it's a point that's already been made, so no need to get into that, but, you know, the concerns of the accidents, I feel like, you know, and it's major there. I mean, Rand Road is, it's, you know, every week there could be lights. I mean, that's the thing, so.
Before you run away, can I have you spell your last name?
Zorcic, it's Z-O-R-C-I-C.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
It's a lot easier than it sounds.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I just have a question. Are we going to get Teresa Walsh, 1227 Center Lane? Are we going to get a copy of the new plans that they are going to
When-
present at this next meeting?
The revised packets, when we get it, will be here at City Hall. They will be, we're going to try and post them on the city website. We do not post them or send them out to other folks at this point.
So we won't get a letter like we got the notice of the...
Right now, the legal notice for this hearing has already been done. They don't have to legally notice again. We're telling you when the next date is at. It will be, right now, you'll have to check the website periodically. You'll have to call City Hall to see if the revised packet is available. It will be definitely available 3 days prior, the Friday prior to the 22nd, because that's when the next set of packets go out. It'd be in preparation for the next hearing, the continuation of the hearing.
October 17th.
October 17th.
We're talking about next time.
Well, the issue is this packet went out on Friday to the commissioners. So when we get the stuff legally, we have to have it out 48 hours in advance of that. We make it a practice to do more than, you know, the Friday to the following Wednesday. So it's 4 days notice. It's to try and get people, because sometimes you have a very extensive packet that needs more time. So it'll just be, once I get everything, it'll be posted on site, and then you'll have to check in regularly.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hello.
James Lorzell, L-O-E-R-C-E-L, 1225 Center Lane. I just have several concerns, I guess, to bring up now, and I'll bring them up again at the regular meeting. Is the density of the property. It's been single family forever. And to go from single family to business, and I sympathize with them that it's on Rand Road. To go from single family to a business is one thing, but to go from a single family to a commercial property with residential, the density is just too great for this area. The whole area of Prospect Heights there is single family homes. Now you're talking four rental properties and 3 commercial properties. So just the density alone, I think, is too great for the area. Again, the flooding issue, everybody has water in their backyards up and down Center Lane already. And now you're talking about paving a great portion of that property. And it's already about 2 feet below Rand Road. So what happens when Rand Road floods? Where's that water go? It just goes right through their property, across the parking lots, into the residence. The other thing is the parking. To go from 22 to 16, that's a 27% reduction in parking requirements. It's already difficult to get in and out of Rand Road. Looking at my notes. And just, would it create a hazard with that few parking spots on Rand Road? People waiting to pull in, people backing up, like it's been stated, there's been numerous accidents on Rand Road. That's not a real safe area to be pulling in and out of. But thank you very much, and I'll be back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oleg Kochanchuk, 1218 Center Lane. Yes. Yeah, I just probably wanted just to finalize all this. So all the residents of our Center Lane, everyone were concerned about this new project, and we
maybe it's a good that was no developer today, so we have a good practice today, right? So on October 22, we'll be more prepared, we'll come with the facts, we'll come with the pictures, and just so you guys all aware, we're totally against this project, and we'll be doing our best, and we'll do whatever it takes to change your opinion, to take our side, not the developer.
We don't have an opinion yet.
Thank you very much.
If there's nobody else, I think we can move on.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, our next item is previous application updates. Do we have any? We've covered a lot of them.
Yes, the good news is the cell tower's done. Behind the fire station, yes, they've got it up. We'll see if it holds up to the weather this year. Secondly, I do need to make this announcement for all Prospect Heights residents that either currently are chicken keepers or are planning to. The deadline for the chicken keeping application license is October 17th, end of business. At that point in time, the application period is over. You can find the application for keeping chickens on the city's website, on the front page, and all the requirements necessary to apply are there. But there are, we're only 3 weeks away from the deadline for the submittal, and once it's done, the application period will be over for the 2026 license year.
Director Peterson, yeah,
Yes.
I was going to say how many,
How many are left or
Applications.
available, or how many are taken?
The city has only received 11 applications.
out of 75?
So, that being said, there's going to be, it's on the city's Prospect Heights TV News. I just did a PSA announcement today that will be running. It's been in the E-News, it's been publicized, and we will be utilizing the message center board strategically placed throughout town to remind residents that, because the whole goal was never to take chickens away. It was to get some reasonable rules and processes, and so we want to make sure everybody has that opportunity, but once that opportunity is done, the period will be closed. So, the final thing is
Did you find them?
right now, there's no application other than this one for October. So,
Okay.
that's all I have.
Any other commissioners have anything to add, concerns, comments? If there are none, then can I please have a motion to adjourn at 7:37?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.